What's up YouTube, Zero here, and today I have an absolutely epic Hydreigon and Mega Absol EX deck in Pokemon TCG Pocket. In this video, I'll go over the deck build that you can see on the left hand side of the screen. I'll talk about each of these cards individually, and I'll talk about why they work so well together, why this deck is absolutely phenomenal, and why you should be checking it out. Before I get into it, I do want to say if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Pokemon TCG content. I do a bunch of other video games. I have and am going to be posting a lot on the most recent Call of Duty Black Ops 7. So if you're a Black Ops 7 or Call of Duty fan, check those out as well. Without further ado, time to talk about this deck. This deck is absolutely phenomenal, has a lot of great cards when combined with each other as well, making this an absolutely phenomenal deck. Currently, I am actually on a 20-game win streak. Now, of course, ranked play isn't back yet. They're still holding out for another season of ranked, so that is in casual play. However, 20 wins is no joke. I've gone through some sporadic decks, some decks that people have trialed out, but I've also gone through several very popular decks. I've gone through a Mega Blaziken deck or two. I've gone through other Hydreigon decks. I've gone through Suicune decks. I've gone through Mega Gyarados decks. A lot of decks I've beaten have been meta decks. I've also gone through some of those experimental decks, but this is a really phenomenal deck, and I am going to discuss why. So first, let's talk about Hydreigon, an absolutely amazing card. If you're looking for a phenomenal card that goes well with a lot of other dark type cards, Hydreigon is going to be the card for you. There are several reasons why Hydreigon is absolutely phenomenal. First, let's talk about its move and its ability, and then I'll talk about why it's phenomenal. So first, Hydreigon has Hyper Ray. For 3 dark energy, deals 130 damage. After you attack, you're going to discard all energy from that Pokemon. So Hydreigon, after attacking for Hyper Ray, hitting for 130, is going to discard all energy attached. However, Hydreigon has an ability, Roar in Unison. Once during your turn, you may take 2 dark energy from your energy zone and attach it to Hydreigon. If you do 30 damage to Hydreigon. So this is a really awesome ability. Even though you're taking away 30 HP from Hydreigon, you can get 2 dark energy from the energy zone. So couple that with the energy you already get from the energy zone, and even though you discard all of your energy off of Hydreigon after you attack, you can still attack every turn. Of course, that's going to be at the cost of 30 HP. However, 130 damage every turn is very, very significant. That's a huge amount of damage and can really decimate teams hitting for 130. What's also really nice about Hydreigon is it's a non-EX Pokemon. So while you're out there hitting for 130 damage, even though you're doing 30 damage to yourself, even if Hydreigon goes down, you're only losing 1 point. So it's not the end of the world to lose one of your Hydreigons, because you're only losing 1 point, but you're dealing 130 damage, which is a crazy amount of damage. It can go through a lot of Pokemon. However, there are a lot of EX Pokemon that do have 140, 150 HP. The Mega Pokemon came out, which have even higher HP, have 170, or there are some that have 210, which is nuts, but still 130 damage is a 2-hit KO on every Pokemon in the game right now. So 260 damage every 2 turns is going to go through every Pokemon in 2 turns. So that's still really good that you're going to be able to deal that much damage every 2 turns. Now let's talk about Dino. You need to talk about Dino because it is in the evolution chain of Hydreigon. And Hydreigon is going to be found in the Mega Rising Mega Gyarados packs. So let's talk about Dino. Let's talk about Zweilous. Dino is the basic in the Hydreigon line. It's also going to be found in the Mega Rising Mega Gyarados packs. And that for 1 Dark Energy has Headbutt 20 damage. I have 1 Zweilous in this deck. For 2 Dark Energy, Darkness Fang deals 40 damage. Also going to be found in the Mega Rising, Mega Gyarados packs. There's a big reason why I have the Stage 1 Zweilous in this deck, even though I do have 2 rare candies. You're going to be seeing a lot of Stage 1 Pokemon come back into the game. And it's because of the baby Pokemon that I actually have in this deck. So let's talk about that baby Pokemon. It is a phenomenal card. It's really going to mess up your opponents because of its attack / ability on that attack. So Chingling, baby Pokemon, so it doesn't cost any energy. Has Jingly Noise, deals 10 damage. So you get to attack for 10 damage for no energy, which is really nice. If you get the first turn, you can start dealing some damage. However, what's even better is the ability of this attack. During your opponent's next turn, they cannot play any item cards from their hand. So think about this for a second. Your opponent cannot play any item cards as long as you just attacked with your Chingling. There are a couple of item cards that come to mind that can really mess up your opponent's strategy not being able to play those. The first is rare candy. Hence the reason why I have Zweilous in this deck. If my opponent has a Chingling, I still want to be able to evolve into my Hydreigon. So yes, it's going to take an extra turn, but I'm not going to be as affected by Chingling. It's going to delay me a turn since I have to go from Dino to Zweilous to Hydreigon, but at least I'm not being stopped by Chingling's ability on its attack. On top of that, not only stopping your opponent from utilizing rare candy, but you also stop your opponent from utilizing a red card, because a red card is also an item card. So that means your opponent, either they have to have a Mars, a supporter card that can get rid of your hand, or if they're using red card, they can't get rid of your hand. So that's going to be really nice. So your opponent can't get rid of all the cards in your hand, send you down to 3, so you can keep building up the cards in your hand. So either you get a Zweilous, you get your Hydreigon, you get rare candies, whatever you need to start building up your hand so you can start attacking with the Hydreigon is going to be insanely important. Hydreigon is going to be the bread and butter of this deck. So stopping your opponent from utilizing red card to getting rid of all the cards in your hand is going to be crucial to defeating your opponent. So Chingling is a phenomenal card. It's going to be seen and utilized a lot. I'm going to recommend Chingling in a lot of other decks because it's phenomenal. Stops red cards, stops rare candy, which are 2 phenomenal cards in the game. So I absolutely love Chingling. On top of that, dealing an extra 10 damage. You saw earlier that I faced a Suicune deck, and that 10 damage was all the difference. Chingling did 10 damage, Hydreigon came in and did the rest, 130 damage. So an opponent may not pay any attention to that 10 damage. However, the 10 damage also sets up your Hydreigon, which is really nice as well. When you're facing opponents' Pokemon that do have 140 HP, Chingling's going to knock it down 10. Hydreigon's going to come in and finish them off. So that's another added bonus of Chingling, which I really love. Absolutely phenomenal card. Chingling is going to be found in any of the Mega Rising packs. So if you're looking for Chingling, just start grinding those Mega Rising packs and you're going to have a chance to unlock it. Really great card. Really recommend grinding for it. Last Pokemon in this deck, Mega Absol EX. Mega Absol EX is a mega card, which means if it is knocked out, you lose all 3 points. Your opponent automatically wins. So you do want to pay attention to your Mega Absol, its HP, and when you're utilizing it. But Mega Absol EX is a really nice card to have for 2 Dark Energy. Darkness Claw deals 80 damage, but it also has an ability on this card, which is really nice. Your opponent reveals their hand. You choose a supporter card you find there and discard it. So not only do you get to see your opponent's hand, but you get to discard a supporter card. This, again, is going to be able to throw off your opponent's strategy. Maybe you want to get rid of Irida because you're facing a water deck and you don't want your opponent to heal. Perhaps you want to get rid of your opponent's Cyrus. I did say you don't want to lose your Mega Absol EX, so if your Mega Absol EX does take some damage, you already got rid of your opponent's Cyrus, you may not have to worry about them Cyrusing a Mega Absol EX into that active slot and finishing you off. You can get rid of a lot of different cards. You can get rid of a Professor's Research so your opponent can't draw 2 cards. There are a lot of supporter cards that you can get rid of and really turn the tide of battle in your favor. So I do like Mega Absol EX. Really good card when paired in the right deck. So I love it when paired with Hydreigon. You have Hydreigon, which is the damage dealer. You have your Chingling and your Mega Absol EX, which are either preventing your opponent from utilizing certain cards or just getting rid of those cards in general, which is really awesome. And Mega Absol EX is going to be found in the Mega Rising, Mega Gyarados packs as well. So really, if you want all of the Pokemon in this deck, just go to the Mega Rising, Mega Gyarados packs and start grinding that. You have the capability of getting all of these Pokemon cards in those packs. Some of the basic cards: Pokeball. Need Pokeball, you put a random basic Pokemon from your deck into your hand, and Professor's Research, you draw 2 cards. Pretty obvious, especially if you've been playing the game for a while now, why you need those cards in the deck, so I'm not going to touch on them too much. Rare Candy, I did mention that a little bit earlier, but I'm going to go into a little bit more in depth for those of you who don't know what Rare Candy does. So Rare Candy, if Dino, and this is going to be used in the terms of Hydreigon, if Dino has been on the playing field for at least 1 turn, and I have Rare Candy and Hydreigon in my hand, I can evolve, utilizing Rare Candy, Dino right into Hydreigon, skipping the stage 1 or Zweilous in this case. So Rare Candy is going to be really nice to have. Will get Hydreigon onto the playing field a lot quicker. And as I mentioned earlier, you don't need any energy buildup on Hydreigon to start attacking with it. You can take the 1 energy from the energy zone and then utilize Roar in unison to get 2 more energy from the energy zone and start attacking. So as long as you're able to get Hydreigon onto the battlefield, you can start attacking right away, which is really nice. So Rare Candy evolving into Hydreigon is going to be great, especially when you can get that early on. I've won a lot of battles really quickly because I was able to start with Dino really quick and get a Rare Candy and Hydreigon in my hand really quickly, so I can finish off my opponent before they're even able to evolve into whatever Pokemon they wanted. So Rare Candy is going to be phenomenal. However, as I mentioned earlier, Zweilous is in this deck just in case my opponent is trying to stonewall me with a Chingling. Next, let's talk about the supporter cards in this deck, and we'll talk about the supporter card that I have 2 of, Lily. Lily is going to be great to keeping Hydreigon alive. So Lily, you heal 60 damage from one of your stage 2 Pokemon. Hydreigon is a stage 2. Doing 30 damage is going to be a significant amount of damage. But remember, utilizing your ability Roar in Unison does not end your turn. So if you really needed to, you notice your opponent's Pokemon deals a lot of damage. Perhaps your opponent deals 120, 130, 140 damage, whatever the damage may be. Hydreigon has 150 HP. So you utilize Roar in Unison, you subtract 30 HP, now you're down to 120. If you really wanted to, you could utilize Lily, heal up that 30 HP, and then attack. And as soon as your turn's over, Hydreigon is back to 100 health. So 150 health, your opponent may not be able to take you out and finish off your Hydreigon. So this can buy you an extra turn for whatever reason. Maybe you want to build up some extra energy on your Pokemon on the bench. Maybe you have 2 Lilies in your hand, so you can utilize Lily again to Roar in Unison, so you can attack again with your Hydreigon. Whatever it may be, a decent strategy with it, but Lily is going to keep your Hydreigon alive, which is why I love 2 Lilies in this deck. And Lily is going to be found in the Celestial Guardian Solgaleo packs for those of you who are looking for it. Next, I have 1 of each of these cards. 1 Sabrina, 1 Cyrus, 1 May. I'm going to talk about May first because May can be a great way of getting Hydreigon out onto the playing field really quickly. So May, you put 2 random Pokemon from your deck into your hand. For each Pokemon you put into your hand in this way, choose a Pokemon to shuffle from your hand into your deck. So what May is going to do, it's going to allow you to draw 2 Pokemon cards from your deck. However, this means you're going to have to sacrifice 2 Pokemon cards from your deck, or from your hand into your deck, which means you're pulling 2 to get rid of 2. Depending upon the spot you're at in battle, perhaps you need a Hydreigon. Maybe you have a Chingling in your hand or a Mega Absol EX in your hand that you don't need, and you're just looking for that Hydreigon. So you're utilizing May to really find the card you need, whether it's the Hydreigon, which is most likely your best bet. Could be a Dino because you want a Dino on the field to evolve into Hydreigon, but whatever it may be, May is going to help you draw 2 cards from your deck and then subtract 2 cards, 2 Pokemon cards you don't need back to your deck, so you could get the Pokemon that you need. This is going to be a really good switcheroo, so you can get to your Hydreigon pretty quickly. And that's going to be found in the Mega Rising Mega Blaziken pack, but a really great card to have. Next, Sabrina. You switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent gets to choose the Pokemon. Really great card to throw off your opponent's strategy. You're going to be able to throw off your opponent, whether they're equipping energy on a certain Pokemon, throwing a Pokemon into the active spot that has a high retreat cost, whatever it may be, Sabrina is going to be great for it. I love Sabrina in most of my decks. That's going to be found in the Genetic Apex Charizard packs. Cyrus, you switch in one of your opponent's benched Pokemon that has damage on it to the active spot. So this is going to be great if you don't finish off Pokemon. Your Mega Absol EX doesn't deal a lot of damage, only deals 80. Going to give your opponent a lot of opportunity to retreat. So Cyrus is going to make sure those Pokemon can't hide on the bench. Hydreigon may not finish off certain Pokemon because it does deal only 130 damage. A lot of powerful Pokemon have 140, 150, or those Mega Pokemon have even more HP. So Cyrus isn't going to let them hide. Cyrus is going to be found in the Space Time Smackdown Palkia packs. So that is the build. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think of this build. Have you used something similar? What cards would you substitute in and out for the cards in this deck? I want to know. Let me know if there's a Pokemon you would like to see a deck built around. Let me know in the comment section and I'll get it done. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace.